Hello, today I'd like to talk to you about how your child can be participating with preparation for mealtime and cleanup. In all of our classrooms, the children help prepare the tables and also clear the tables for each meal. So in the toddler environment, so we're talking 1 and 2 year olds, they have these placemats that have the guides on them as to where each thing goes, and they do this completely independently. So they get the placemat, they put it on the table, and then at lunchtime they have trays where they have each thing in it, so they can bring it and bring all the things at the same time and place each item on the appropriate marker. For the preschoolers, the primary age, they do the same setup except for they don't have the guides on the placemat. It's just like a red placemat, and they do the same thing. They have a plate, fork, spoon, cups if they want them. It's optional at the primary level, and then also a napkin. So one thing that I always tell the children when they're carrying a plate is to have their thumb locks on, so they can have their thumbs holding, so they should be holding it with 2 hands. Their thumbs are on top and they have a good solid grip on that. So I would suggest doing the same thing at home. Another thing that is helpful, like in my house, we don't use placemats, so that's one less thing that the children get. But if your child is like getting all of the utensils, that's a great thing for them to practice. And if they have a little bin or a basket or just some kind of holder, then they can count however many members there are in your family. 1, 2, 3, 4 forks, 4 spoons, and then they can carry that to the table to place them around. If your child is too short to reach the table, then you could have a little step stool to help them put the utensils down in place. For many years, I had my children rotate what they were bringing, whether it be the napkins or the utensils or glasses or plates. Usually at my house, we load the plates in the kitchen and then just bring them out. But however you do it, I have found that it is helpful if your child just has like one job for a couple months, so that it really becomes just part of their routine. So if they're always getting utensils, that is their job. They do that for a couple months and they really got that down, then maybe switch it up and let them have a new job if that's something that you want to do. So that is just some ideas around setting the table. Also, it's very helpful if the children are pouring their own drinks. So it's very helpful with just like control of movement and also hand-eye coordination. So if they're toddlers, we usually just pour enough for them to actually pour the whole amount into their cup. They don't really have the coordination yet to like pour and stop as they see that it's getting full, but as they get older, they do. And so for little older children, we use this size. I'm talking older as in 3 or 4, so that they pour and then stop when their cup is full. And then obviously at home, if you have even older children, you can just use any pitcher, but it's always still nice to have them practicing that skill. And then also at the end of the meal, the children can help clear everything away. In the classroom, even the toddlers, they compost their food that's left over. If you have a young child, it's nice to have something with a wide rim. At school, we have these just at the table. So you would have a scraper, or in primary, in the preschool classroom, I just have them use their utensil, which you probably do at home, and then scrape into a wide open top of a bowl. And then at home, I just would have, when my kids were younger, I had the compost, like just my normal curbside compost, just lower on a low table so that our kids could reach them. And then they can compost directly into that bin, or they can compost into something that's a little bit easier for them to manage, and then you can transfer that to your countertop compost, or even have them take it out to the curbside compost, the big bin that's outside. So that's just some ideas. Your children are very used to helping set the table, clearing the table, and so that's great practice for them and a great way for them to feel like they're contributing, in addition to any sort of food prep, which I will do more videos on that next week. But have your children help prepare the table and clear the table after each meal, and they will feel so good about being part of your family and learn some skills too.